Well, hey, good morning and welcome to another episode of Tyler's Real Fishing. Today we're fishing the College Regional for BASS on Toledo Bend. Let's get going. So if you're new here to the channel, welcome. My name is Tyler Anderson. I'm from Austin, Texas, but I go to school at the other city called College Station with Texas A&M University. My partner is Garrison Thomas. We are here for my second College Regional of the year. I'm a junior, and so if you guys are unfamiliar with the channel, I'm a YouTuber that also fishes. My mouth is cold. I'm a YouTuber that also fishes tournaments. It's wild. No one still does that. But I love tournaments. They are hard, but they push me to become a better fisherman and really increase your skills and your knowledge against some of the best college guys in the nation. So we are taking off an entire week of school. It is Monday. We got here Sunday night, and we're gonna have a few hours on the lake today because the wind should kick up in the afternoon or so. And then we have 2 more days to figure it out. So if you guys missed my last video, my Sam Rayburn video, it'll be linked right over here in the top corner. I forgot which corner, but that'll be kind of the experience of fishing Sam Rayburn, our first college regional, where I'm not going to spoil it, but we did pretty well. So you guys should go check it out. But I think it's time that we get the boat fully loaded and get to the ramp. And if you guys are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers, and you guys can help me do that. Let's get on the water. Well folks, a little midday update for you. Sorry I haven't updated you all day yet. We have been kind of all around Toledo Bend. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad, but I kind of wanted to recap kind of how our day has gone so far. One fish on a red 6-cent quake rattle trap, a little crankbait type bait, and so that was kind of off a very easy to find piece of structure. It was just a grass drain, which is basically like if you look for a spawning pocket, kind of come out from that, any little dips and what we call drains out from that is where fish may sit before they go up and spawn. And so that's kind of the only thing we have going for us right now. We've gone to plenty of deep spots. We drug a football jig around. We've gone to shallow spots. We've thrown a jerkbait around. We've graphed a lot today. And so that's kind of what day one of practice looks like, is that you just want to find, especially on a brand new lake, first off, safety is always first. You want to find the safe places to run. And Toledo Bend, I don't know if you guys know much about it, but you can probably see from the background, there is flooded timber everywhere, and so you can't run down the middle of the lake. You have to run down these things called boat lanes, which they have in saltwater for the shallow flats and such. So yeah, safety is always first, figuring out where the safe places to run are, and then from there you got to find out, you know, potential places that have fish some of those places to see if they actually do, and if they don't, you either scratch them off or you save them for different weather situations that may come at you during the tournament. And so that's practically all I got for you guys. We have made our way back into a cove back here, and I tied on a spinnerbait, a gold-bladed spinnerbait. You guys know how much I love those things, but the water temp here, sorry the wind's bad guys, is a little bit warmer, so I thought, you know what, we're gonna tie on the spinnerbait and get going. So let's catch some fish. Got one. On that big stump. No. Keeper, but. Gosh. Look at the spotted bass.
Look how fat that sucker is.
Alright folks. A very, very fat, I think it's pre-spawn male, sitting on that stump.
You think male?
Getting ready to stump. Getting ready to spawn. It's possible.
Might be a female.
Nah.
Yeah, probably male.
Chunky chunk. Chunky dunk. That was crazy. I was just thinking, like, I should probably make a cast at that stump.
Which one?
The big one right there. And I bumped it up against it, and he chomped. Let's see, bud. Yeah, I think it's fat. All right. I think we might have a backup plan. Yeah, I felt like my blades hitting the wood, and it was like, so Garrison and I have been kind of talking about it a little bit, and you can kind of tell on the unit down there is that the water temp back here is 54 degrees, which is about 5 or 6 degrees warmer than it is Main Lake. And so theoretically, fish should be doing their pre-spawn thing, sitting on stumps in here. At least some fish do that, not all fish, of course. A lot of fish go out deep for pre-spawn. But if we get this water temperature up around 56, 57, I think by the end of the week, there could be a larger quantity of fish moving up to get ready. Because usually by this time of the year, end of January, water temp's already 60. Some fish are already in the first wave of the spawn, at least here in January, in Texas. So these fish are behind a little bit. And my guess is they're antsy to get going. All right, folks, we are back at the ramp, waiting for Garrison to get the truck. Truck of good luck, hopefully. My truck is still in the shop. Transmissions are a pain. Well, folks, we are here at a McDonald's, the only place in the town of Milam, or whatever you pronounce it, that has Wi-Fi, it seems. But we locked the boat all up, got it all locked. That way, if anybody comes and steals anything, first of all, we're in there, we'll see them. But if they decide to try, they've got a big old steel bar there. Take that, robbers. How do I look over there? Do I look sharp?
You look sharp.
No, I mean like, come look at the camera.
Oh.
Well, folks, we are back here at the little rickety shack. I could probably take you guys on a tour around the place, but practically what you're seeing is 3/4 of the room. Garrison just finished making himself a delicious pizza, and that's the front door. We've got a bed here that will soon be occupied by another Aggie angler, a bed behind you, and a 2-person bed here that will be all Aggie anglers, and Garrison and I will move on the floor with the air mattresses. Even though we got here first, we're going to be courteous and kind, and all the rest of the Boy Scout mottos. I thought that I would kind of wrap up day one of practice. So, as I've explained many times today, I guess maybe I didn't explain it. Pre-fishing is very, very important. Now, one thing that I didn't exactly enjoy about pre-fishing in high school is that I always got on fish in practice, or didn't, either way. But then the tournament would come along, the weather would change, whatever conditions happened, and basically my pattern would be gone, and I would fail. And that was kind of a pattern throughout high school. I never failed completely. I could scrap out a limit and always do well, but I never really won a whole lot because I never understood how practice worked. And so pre-fishing, especially for these big-time tournaments when you're going against the best guys in the country, pre-fishing is all about finding patterns that can work not just for the weather that you currently have, but also for the weather and the conditions potentially to come. So today, as you guys saw, it was windy and bluebird skies and particularly warm for how cold it's been. If you guys haven't seen the Rayburn tournament that we fished in, it was cold. And so basically, we kind of want to look for areas the next 3 days that could not only work in those cold, windy conditions, but could also work in rain or cloud cover or dead calm like we may have tomorrow for day 2 of practice. And so basically, you want to look for stuff that you might not actually catch fish on during a certain day of practice, but in the tournament, if you have conditions and your pattern falls apart, you know that at some point you went up to the bank or you went out really, really deep and tried something that the fish potentially could have moved onto. And so I've just kind of learned that over the years of my fishing tournaments and hanging out with pro anglers in the industry. But I say we head on to day number 2 of practice. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good rock down there. Trying to reel it like Tommy Biffle intended, where you just kind of keep contact with the bottom. Where did those fishies go? I need them to bite my bait really fast, so I know they're a fish, and I set the hook in the face. I just really feel like we're doing the right thing, and these fish just don't bite right now. I don't know why. Maybe we need to talk in a British accent to catch these fish. We need the lunkers. Jolly, to get a cup of tea. My name is Prince William. Get off of that tree. I need this jig back. Thank you. Dude, I guarantee you Howson's gonna have about 1,000 boats in there. That's not grass. Feels good down there. I'm feeling lots of stuff. Going. Not the size I want, but hey, it's a fish. Not the size that I want. First one here of the day on the football jig. It's a keeper, you know. Not bad. Very heavy fish, 2 pounds for sure. Yeah. So we'll let him go. Okay. Thank you, Lord, for a little sign. Whoa, there's a spider on my reel. No, thank you. Ah, he's on me. There's a snake in my boot. That's a fish. It's not a fish. Ah! Getting so antsy right now. Hey, the rod's good. It doesn't break. 'Cause I've set it pretty hard today. Shout out to Luz for making a dope rod. Let's jump over to a little explanation in 3, 2, 1. Well, everybody, excuse my bad hair. I'm sure I have right now. I took off my hat to let my head soak in some warm sunlight. Garrison's just chilling back there, drinking some water. And that's kind of what we're up to right now. So we've been committed ourselves to offshore all day. We want to catch fish offshore because that's the majority of the big fish in the early springtime come from offshore. And so we are trying to spend a whole day doing it. I've only caught one fish doing it. I had a bite very, very early in the day, but only one fish so far. And so we're gonna keep plugging away, keep graphing, keep looking at stuff. Eventually we're gonna find something productive, but it seems like everybody's having troubles because I hear like 4 different boats running right now. So let's get going. Folks at home, Garrison and I have a large issue so far, and that's we can't hear each other half the time. So I'm sure you'll hear in the videos many misunderstandings like old people.
Crispy, flaky.
Crispy, buttery, crispy flake. My name's Brian Thrift. My favorite lure is the Demiki Air Frog. Okay, little point here where you'll fish at. But it wasn't. Oh wait, yeah, I got a fish, dude. No doubt, big one. Yeah, big one, dude.
Oh yeah.
Am I recording? Heck yeah, I'm recording. Finally. Anybody around us? No. Oh, I was like, dude, I got a bite. And then all of a sudden, I pulled up and there was nothing there. And I was like, oh, that is a fish. That's a good one. That's a good one. 3.5. Ugh, maybe not. 3.
That's a female, dude.
That's definitely a female. Oh, they are so fat and chunky. Whew. Beautiful, beautiful Toledo Bend bass. All right, let's get a picture for the social medias. Just got a picture with our fish and then released her, but it is good to catch one. Garrison still hasn't had a fish, but you know what? He pulled the weight in last week's tournament, so maybe I could pull the weight this tournament. And you never know what kind of clues you get. So who knows if this is a clue that these fish are not in the 10 to 15 or in the 8 to 10 depth range, whatever it is. But we're gonna keep searching around a few more minutes. This kind of gave us a little bit of boost of confidence to go about the rest of our day. We have about an hour until the sun sets. Let's get going. So maybe tomorrow we focus on doing this all morning and then trying the stump flipping spinnerbait thing in the afternoon.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Dude, I just had a fish.
Did you really?
Yeah, I gave him way too much time. Like way too much time. I just had a fish.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm very sure. Here's one. Yep. Got him. Let's go. Keeper. Maybe. No. No. Maybe our first non-keeper. He's a butterball though. Absolute butterball. That thing's almost 2 pounds and he's barely 14 inches. We got a slight pattern here.
That's 2 bites. I'm gonna switch to the jig tomorrow.
Yeah. Little jig's the way to go. Gosh, you can't tell me he didn't want that jig. He got it down his mouth. Ugh. Got it. See you, bud. Thank you for being fish number 3 of the day. Very helpful. So, Garrison and I are now off the water. We ended up having I wouldn't say a decent day because the fishing was still super, super rough, but we figured out a small pattern, kind of like what we're doing at Sam Rayburn. And I'm sure there's people around me, so I don't want to divulge too much into what that is, but kind of dragging a jig in certain type of cover and certain type of contour lines. But we're gonna head home, and then tomorrow we're gonna try to focus on and concentrate on the shallow stuff, seeing if there's any sort of bite, whether big fish or small fish numbers, whatever it is, in the shallow water. And so we'll see you guys, whether doing homework at home or whatever comes next. You never know with these vlogs what's gonna come next, but we'll see you then. All right, everybody, I didn't update you guys yesterday. We got off the water, did some homework, and then ate some dinner, but we have some new friends here joining us in the cabin. We got Clark and we got Mitch.
What's going on?
And they're gonna join us, not join us, but they're gonna be out on the water today as well. And so we'll see you guys in the water for day 3 of practice. ¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó? Day 3 practice begins now. Well, folks, you're probably wondering, Tyler, you're off the water. What happened? Well, we didn't catch many fish today. We had 3 fish, just doing kind of all sorts of different things. We tried shallow today, and so like the first 2 days we tried deep, and today we tried shallow, and it kind of worked, kind of didn't. And so we have like 2 different sort of good game plans to go off of. But we are here at the tournament meeting. We'll do some vlogging around that, talk to some of my college buddies, see how they did. But again, sorry I didn't do any sort of vlogging or fishing footage today. It was just kind of a serious and not very good fishing day. But Garrison had fun, right?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Garrison loves having fun.
There you go.
They always give us free stuff here at the college tournaments. Oh, it's Tyler Revet. Want to be in the vlog?
Up? Yeah, man.
All right, goodbye.
So
We found Ronnie. What do you got to say,
What's
Ronnie?
up? It's gonna be a good event this week, even if it's tough.
270?
Our pre-register. So that would be like 31 or so, I think, roughly, my math.
I registered late, so.
Yeah. No, I mean.
I know. I'm just pointing at. Blew $50, So Garrison and I just kind of spent the last half hour chilling outside because kind of my thought about hanging out with other fishermen before the tournament is that it's a lose-lose situation, because you either find out that they're catching fish and you're not, or you both aren't catching fish and it's a pity party. So it's kind of a lose-lose. I don't like to talk to a whole lot of guys, but we're gonna go sit down and hang with the team.
I don't care if it's bright sunshine, they gotta be in and on, and we won't let you go until we see that they are in and on and operating, okay?
24. Dang it. Bro number 24. Dang it. Well, everybody, we are off the water, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to explain to you guys kind of the gear that I was using in order to catch the fish this week here at Toledo Bend in practice period. And so as you guys know, as I've preached throughout the video in my Rayburn practice video, is that practice is all about taking time to not only figure out the lake, but figure out kind of what those fish are doing at that time of the year. And so basically kind of the 2 patterns that we figured out, like we did at Sam Rayburn, the first one was a deep pattern. And I wouldn't say necessarily deep, because we did try out deep humps, deep ridges and ledges and stuff like that, and we never got many bites. But doing the same thing we did at Rayburn, which is kind of the steep shoreline with brush and rock that the fish are sitting on before they move up to spawn, played out again on Toledo Bend in a small part in our practice, and hopefully it'll play out in the tournament. And so kind of the gear that I was using was, now it's an expensive setup. A lot of the setups that I talked to about in my tournament videos are expensive. Because it's tournaments, I want the best possible gear possible in order to fish the best that I can. I'm not gonna bring this stuff to ponds because it's way too nice to fish in some grassy, dirty pond. But I was using the Lew's Speed Stick Mark Rose series ledge rod. It is a brand new rod by Lew's, absolutely incredible. I think it retails for $224, so yes, it is an expensive rod, but it is one of the most sensitive rods I've ever felt. Absolutely incredible. It is a full cork handle, or cork to EVA. Pretty sweet setup. I've always been a fan of full handles, not the split grip, even though we all use split grip. I love the full handles. And this is the Ledge swim bait rod. It is 7.6 medium heavy. Also perfect for small football jigs like this one. This was the Beast Coast. I think it's the Finesse Dragging. This is the ½ ounce. I also threw the 3/4 ounce that I lost on a stump. So that was kind of the football jig pattern that we threw, and hopefully that'll play out in the tournament. And then kind of later in the day, I think part of our plan is to go up and fish shallow. And so one of my favorite things to do in East Texas, especially when you have grass, is throw a rattle trap. I might make a rattle trap video or a lipless crankbait video here soon in a few weeks, just to kind of explain to you guys, especially in the South, how to catch fish on these things, as they are one of the most effective patterns to catch pre-spawn fish. So the setup that I'm using is the Team Lew's Light Speed Spool. Absolutely incredible reel. I can't say enough about this reel. I had it for a year. It casts farther than any other reel that I have in the Lew's lineup. And what I have it on is the Custom Speed 676 medium heavy crankbait rod. I also have a rod in the rod box that is a 7.6. It's called the Magnum Trap Rod, and it's more for the 3/4 and heavier traps. But this one works great for 1/2 ounce traps to 3/4. I can get some super long casts with this thing. I mean, like, I'm pre-fishing next to some college guys, and I bombed that thing out there, and I verbally heard them say, wow, that was a long cast, because this thing casts that far. And especially when you're fishing a bait like a crankbait, usually the longer cast the better, because you're able to keep it in the strike zone the longest. And so that's kind of the setups that we use during practice. Anything could change. We did have a rough practice. We only caught about 3 to maybe 4 fish a day. And it sounds like the other anglers on the series were having about the same issues. And so hopefully we're able to put a pattern together for you guys. It's going to be a rough week, a rough tournament, but I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel and have the notifications on down below. That way you guys know when my Toledo Bend tournament video comes out. I want to thank you guys for all the support, and always thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to buy any of the merch that I have for AFCO clothing, Lew's, anything like that, will all be linked below with discount codes like it always is. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Tyler's Reel Fishing.